Salutations and welcome back to Tashana's Kitchen, and I am Tashana, and today we are going to be making some wonderful pumpkin peanut butter chocolate chip raisin cookies. I'm excited to share this recipe with you. My husband absolutely loves it. He was out working on the rental. He came in, he smelled the dog treats that we had been working on earlier, which you can find that recipe down below as well. And that one there was a peanut butter oatmeal holiday biscuit or crunchy treat for your dogs, which look like this. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe below, hit the like button, and go ahead and check out our biscuit recipe. So back to what we're going to do today. We're getting ready to work on our peanut butter pumpkin chocolate chip raisin cookies. First thing that we're going to do, you might have noticed I've already put all the ingredients out. I will have a link to print out the recipe below. So the first thing that you want to do is you're going to want to cream your butter. This is softened and salted butter. A lot of recipes call for the unsalted, but I prefer to use salted. And then you're going to want to add your 1/4 cup of white sugar or granulated sugar. Next, I have 3/4 cup of brown sugar. We're going to go ahead and set the lid down, get it tight on the side, start it on low. We're going to let that mix up for about 30 seconds. Today I'm going to surprise my husband, and I'm actually going to add a little molasses because my sugar is actually a light brown sugar, and we really prefer the dark brown sugar when I'm making cookies. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little molasses when I'm adding all my wet ingredients. So I went ahead and just pulled a tablespoon. It's kind of like honey, nice and thick. And I'm going to go ahead and stop it just because I do not want to get it everywhere. Drizzle about a tablespoon. Set that back in the fridge. Set her back down. Super excited to share this recipe with you. It's one I tried a few days ago, and I did not do any kind of recording on it, and my husband absolutely loved it. It made about 30 cookies, and they were gone in 2 days. And so I decided I should make some more and maybe send them off to friends and family as well this time. So one thing that I learned is I really like to make sure that my sugar and my butter is extremely well mixed and whipped. So now that I've had it on for a short time on this medium, I'm going to turn it up for about 10 seconds here. The more you whip your butter and your sugar, the creamier it becomes, and the texture will actually make your cookies better because everything is mixed perfectly. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn it down. I'm going to go ahead and get my peanut butter put in there. butter. It's so sticky. It's so fun to try to get into your mixing bowl. Sorry about that. Alright, we'll go ahead and give that a second to get mixed up. Put it on medium. Again, I'm going to let this mix for at least 20-30 seconds. And it's okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my puree with it at the same time. I'm not as worried about missing. It's not as sticky as the peanut butter. This pumpkin puree adds a really nice touch to your recipe. It tastes super fantastic. And then I'm going to do about a half a tablespoon of vanilla. What recipe doesn't have vanilla when it's a wonderful baking thing? So we're also going to go ahead and put in a cup of chocolate chips and a half a cup of raisins, along with our cup and a half of flour. In the flour, I've already gone ahead and put in the half a teaspoon of baking soda and the half a tablespoon of pumpkin spice, half a teaspoon of Himalayan rock salt. I like that extra little taste of and crunch here and there that it creates. We're also going to go ahead and put the Himalayan salt and sugar, mix it together and create a little sprinkle, and put that on top of the cookie right before we put it in the oven. And it gives just a wonderful little surprise on each cookie. Excuse me, on the top of each cookie when you're eating it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stop this for a second. Release the top and the pull down. Get all the scrapings down inside, because I really want to make sure all my wet ingredients are completely mixed before I add in my flour. Once you do that, there's no turning back. Alright, that looks pretty good on the sides. Set that there since we're going to be using it anyways. Looking really good. Now, once we start putting in our flour, we're going to want it to get to like the soft ball stage where you can touch it and make a ball out of it, and it's not going to stick to you, or it's not going to crumble or fall apart. You may have noticed that we do not have eggs in this recipe, and I prefer to use no eggs when it comes to my peanut butter and pumpkin cookies, but you can choose to use an egg if you'd like. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn this down a little. We're going to go ahead and start adding in the flour, a little at a time, so that I don't have a poof come out. Remember, this has the flour and also the ginger and the pumpkin spice and the cinnamon, the baking soda. I've also added half a teaspoon of flaxseed. It's really healthy for you, and your husband will never know it's there. I'm going to go ahead and turn it up just for about 10 seconds. We don't want to over mix it. We don't want them to be hard, but we do want it to be completely mixed. Alright, we're going to go ahead and next we're going to add in our chocolate chips. and take a look. Alright, nice texture. It goes right down in. Take a peek. Oh yeah. So you'll see right as I grabbed it, I immediately was able to form a ball. So this looks really good. We're going to go ahead and bring that on over and get it set up. Just going to do one more final scrape around the edge, make sure everything is combined. Looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and let you see. So as you can see, as I kind of just pull it together from the edging, it's already kind of trying to form its ball. Even though it's kind of coming apart, it's a nice texture to just roll it up. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring out the pan. And I'm just going to pull out a little bit at a time. Make it into about an inch. I like to do my corners first so that my parchment paper doesn't slide around. I really enjoy using the parchment paper. It makes things clean up quicker. They're easier to get off the tray onto my cooling area. And it sets me up for exactly about how my sizes are going to be spread apart. I know on this tray, I typically can get 4 across. Like that. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up the trays and I'll let you take a look when we get it set up. Once again, we are preheating at 350, waiting for it to go off. We'll have our cookies set up. I'll flatten them out, sprinkle the top, and we'll get them in the oven. Be right back. Hello, welcome back. I have rolled out our cookies. We ended up getting 40 on our tray, and I've taken a tablespoon of sugar and a 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan salt and mixed it together here in my little bowl. And I have a regular fork, and I'm just going to press down on each one and dipping it in my sugar and salt mixture between each one. And I just go the one direction first, trying to do it just in whatever way that the cookie will lay in a nice direction, not be touching another cookie. And we don't want that one. I kind of pushed down a little too much. It might fall apart. We'll probably just push it back together here. There we go. Bring my sugar and salt back together a little. Now, I'm not too worried that they're not exactly even, because after I do one direction, I'm going to just come right back and crisscross and go the other direction. It's pretty quick, as you can see. But because there is enough oil in the cookie, it picks up onto the fork and allows me to quickly just add a little texture with the salt and the sugar on the top, which gives a real nice taste. Flatten wherever I need to so that my so that the cookies are fairly even. Alright, there's one. Let's do the other one real quick. Like I said, this is pretty fast. Oh, I guess I should do the whole row, shouldn't I? Pretty excited when my husband comes back in from working on our low-income rental. We call it the Twinkie, and it's actually a 1955 Spartan trailer that we're redoing the entire inside and out. And we're hoping that it'll be available in January for rent. It's pretty awesome. We do power, water, garbage. Everything is included except your telephone and things like that. It's wonderful for someone that has a hard time trying to pay lots of different bills. So, sometimes people just need a hand up, not a handout. All right, so got that done. Have a little tiny bit left in here. I'm just going to shake it together, and then I might just go right over the top, and somebody will get an extra little treat, whether it be the sugar or the Himalayan salt. If you have any ideas that you would like to share that makes your pumpkin peanut butter chocolate chip raisin cookies or any other wonderful, please let me know. I'd love to hear in the comments below. Maybe I can try it out for myself and see if my husband approves. All right, I think I got all of it. As you know me, recycle, reduce, reuse. I don't like to waste ingredients if I don't have to. There we go. All right. All right, now we're going to go ahead and get these into the oven. Once again, we're preheated at 350. And we're just going to put them in for 10 to 12 minutes. You want to take a look. Just see that the edges are nice and brown. You don't want them to be over brown, but you also don't want them to be undercooked. Now, one thing to notice, when you're making these kind of cookies, it will look like they are not done when you take them out. And that is because of the pumpkin puree. What you're going to want to do is when you take them out at the appropriate time, which I'm setting at 10 minutes to check, you're going to want to take a look. And if the edges just look a little bit crisp, and then they're probably going to be done. If they're not, when you touch it on the top and they're not kind of going up and down and like kind of gooey, then they're going to be done. You're going to want to let them sit for 15 or 20 minutes after you take them out of the oven and remove them from the pan onto the actual cooling sheet, which will be fantastic. Your cookies are going to be wonderful, and they're going to be soft. They're going to have a nice crunchy edge, but the middle is soft, and when they pull apart, they are most wonderful ever. I absolutely love them, and so does my husband, and so do our dogs. However, they do not get to have the ones that have raisins, because raisins are poisonous for dogs. Anything else in the cookie they can have. So we tend to share them, but this is a special treat for my husband, adding the raisins. So thank you very much, and I'll get back to you as soon as those cookies are done. Welcome back. Well, it's been 12 minutes. I checked the cookies after 10. However, they did need the additional 2. And I'm going to say it's probably because of the parchment paper. So we're going to go ahead and turn off the oven, pull them out. Alright, set our pans back in. Alright, and so here's our cookies, looking really nice. They're just going to need some time to sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then you can enjoy them. I'll be back and let you know how they taste. Thank you very much. Alright, so it's only been about 5 minutes, but I'm really wanting to try this cookie and dig in, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull one apart. I already know it's going to come apart, because they're not totally cool, but we're going to give it a try. Fantastic. If you try this recipe out, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm pretty excited to hear. These are absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for my husband to come in and give them a try. Thank you, and like, subscribe, and share below. Thank you, and have a great day.